Hi, welcome back. Today is day number 20 and it's all about self-care and self-love. I think all too often we're looking outside ourselves for someone else to do nice things for us, for someone else to spend time with us, for someone to acknowledge us. And if we can kind of look to give that to ourselves, then life just gets so much better. We're often on the go. We're trying to do something, be something in the world, and not always giving ourselves the acknowledgement that we deserve, not always speaking kind words to ourselves. That internal critic kind of is busy, putting us down, if you will. And if we can kind of get out of our heads and get into our heart, we remember who we truly are. I was talking to a client the other day and he was talking about maybe, not being good enough. And I said to him, well, you've got kids and are they good enough? And he's like, well, absolutely. And I'm like, would you ever question it? And he's like, no, never. And I'm like, so, why are you questioning it with yourself? I mean, it is what we do, right? That's what the brain is going to do. But if we can come out of our heads and come into our hearts and remember who we are and acknowledge, all the gifts that we have and, how unique we are in the world, then we're always going to be good enough. I think that life is short, and so if we can practice, filling ourselves up, being our own best friend, loving who we are, then we get to enjoy life even more, and so do the people who are in our lives. So, we spend a lot of time doing things, kind gestures for other people, and so today is about you doing that for yourself, you having a list of sort of go-tos, if you will, of ways that you can love yourself, of ways that you can take care of yourself. So some of the ways that we can kind of love and honor ourselves in the world is making sure that we're speaking our truth, making sure that, we're not just going around on eggshells and to keep the peace, and making sure that, our views, our words are as important as the people around us. It doesn't mean to be combative or confrontational, but just, honoring kind of how we feel. Other ways in terms of just going for, the goals and dreams that we have, and believing in ourselves and finding trust and remembering, who we are in that way. Our internal dialogue is also really important to, showing ourselves kindness and love. So, when you hear, those negative comments the judgments that you're making about yourself, if you can kind of observe it and then go, you know what? I acknowledge that's what I'm doing, but, it's not my truth. Here's the truth, and kind of, spin that around and remind yourself about, what the truth truly is. That's an amazing way to show yourself love, positive kind of I am statements. Whatever we're saying to ourselves or believe about ourselves, it's just conditioning. And, a lot of it we took on unconsciously, so we can consciously choose to do something else. Self-care. That's all about taking care of ourselves, and everything from kind of how we feed ourselves and look after our body, our temple, if you will, exercise, movement, whatever it is, they're all great ways to sort of demonstrate self-care. Ways of kind of unwinding and letting go, meditation, hot baths, me time, if you will. It sounds a little selfish, but it's not. It's really important to give yourself time. We give so much time to other people and other pursuits, so hey, how about giving ourselves a little bit of it too? Why not? So if we can kind of fill up in that way as well, then we're more energized, we're more passionate, we're more alive, we're more healthy. So there's just so many reasons to go do it. It's just sometimes we have to prioritize and make ourselves important, because often in this world, we're looking to do other things for other people. And so today is about saying, what are the ways, what's the things that light me up, what are the things that make me feel good about myself, and then being able to sort of call on them when you need them. And if it's a hard list to write, then spend even more time here. And if you really don't know how to do that for yourself, then, maybe ask some friends, like, what are ways that you do it, right? How do you give yourself the gift of love and give yourself the gift of self-care? You know, many of us are well practiced in not doing that. So, you know, reach out to someone, get some ideas, create your own list and just play with it. You know, work out what works for you. So have fun with it, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.